I remember Dr. Baron von Hammondorf, the great anthropologist who worked with Nizam. He actually went to Adilabad and he trained 12 teachers, trainers. And he taught them in Gond language with Modi script. Modi script is really Marathi script because that is on the border of Maharashtra. So, in those days it was realized, and I'm sure Dr. Sastry will be able to corroborate this. I would now request Dr. Sastry.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. There are several concerns of tribal education. There are some achievements, still there are gaps and challenges. These are the three dimensions of tribal education. I have been in this subject for almost 50 years now, and most of the participants, I worked with them in different capacities. It's like a reunion of all the old and new friends. The first concern was about the literacy. There are two arguments on this literacy. Next. I will read this. Okay, sorry. You see this chart. The one argument is that at the All India level, it was mere 8%, 8.5% in 61, and over the decades, it has come to almost 60%. It's an increase, a manifold increase over the decades. But still it is behind when it's compared to all social groups. This is one concern to, even though the tables of plan and other schemes are under implementation for nearly 4 decades, and schemes, special schemes like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and all these things are there for more than a decade or so. Still this gap continues. How long this will continue is a concern. But there is some happiness within this. The thing is that the youth literacy figures show that there is a considerable increase to almost 80 to 90%, 70 to 80% in these age groups. So this is one important statistics as far as scheduled tribes are concerned. Then the enrollment ratios, this is a real concern. Both at the national level as well as at the state level, the enrollment ratio shows more than 100%. For lack of space, I have not shown the district-wise. But if you take Telangana, the Hyderabad and Rangareddy districts have shown an enrollment ratio of 212%. Is it really possible to have a 212%, maybe 100 and little more, this side, that side, maybe statistical error? Is something seriously wrong with the reporting? And simultaneously, we will find a large proportion of dropouts. Dropouts, almost 30% at the national level, state level also, almost same proportion, especially in the primary levels. As all of us know, a dropout at the primary level, there is a very risk of relapsing into illiteracy. So when this is the situation, then how is that the And in later slides I will also show how the state level position is there. Among the states with ST population, as per the 2011 census, the United Andhra Pradesh occupied the last rank with 48%. In 2001 census, slightly better. In the 2011 one census, slightly better. It was last but third rank with Odisha and Jharkhand behind us. Now we have an envious position of the last rank. I am not criticizing anything, but this is a challenge. This is one. I tried to analyze this after the formation of separate states in 2014-15. The Department of Education have published statistics separately, but more or less the percentage is same, with small variations in decimals in second place, 0.04, 0.02 like that. So this is a challenge for both. And the other challenge is that in both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana is that there are scheduled tribe populations in districts with scheduled areas and outside. In Andhra Pradesh, the population is almost 50-50. In Telangana, the scheduled tribe population outside the scheduled, in districts with the scheduled areas, is almost 60%. So, when you take the district-wise literacy figures, the districts without scheduled areas, the plains area tribals are more backward than the tribals, thanks to the ITDS, some semblance of network of ashram schools, residential schools, KGBVs, and even the GVVKs spread over. This is in case of Andhra Pradesh also. The districts predominantly occupied by the Anadi tribal groups. They are more backward compared to the scheduled districts with scheduled areas. So this is what I said. Then the female literacy gap, male gender gap, is continuous but slightly in 2011 there is a gap, they slightly reduced. This is one encouraging factor within the the annual status of education report 2014 says that at any given point of time, 71% of the enrolled children are only attending the schools, even though there are variations. The other important concern is not only the absenteeism of students, the absenteeism of teachers is a major concern, especially in the interior villages where there is no supervision. Even though most of the teachers belong to the local tribal groups, that is appointed specially under a government order which specifies that the teachers must be from the local tribal groups. GO3. Initially, there was a lot of enthusiasm among these teachers appointed locally. Later on, when they became seniors, there was slightly slackness on their part, not going to the schools, and you know all the problems. But as far as tribal students are concerned, the absenteeism of teachers is also a serious problem in the tribal areas. Then I was telling the enrollment ratios, the dropout ratios. As we go up from class 5, I have not shown this here, the dropout is almost 60% when it comes to class 10. And the dropouts at higher levels, 10th class and beyond that, they are neither Here, not there, because they don't have higher education qualifications. They could not get recruitment elsewhere because they are dropped out from the schools, especially 6th and 10. They are not able to adjust in the tribal societies. This recently we have seen, till recently there is a lot of recruitment from this age group into the left-wing extremist activities also. The other thing is, one very important thing is, the dropout rates in the residential education institutions is generally very low, except in case of health disorders or some other issues and extreme beyond the scope of the student, they are dropping out. But these students, they cater to only less than 20% of the students. If they cater to more students, then I have the statistics for the combined state for 2012-13, shows that 20%. I could take the statistics for Telangana separately from the recent budget presented by the Minister of Tribal Welfare, which has also shown that a similar trend is there. It is 1,73,000 students are there in the ashram schools, best available schools, public schools and Gurukulam, KGPVs. All put together, they have the residential school facilities. This constitutes only 23%. That means large section of the students are left out of this special attention. And as you know, the day schools, as I was discussing, day schools generally they are not so good. It is in the whims and fancies of the teachers, the education is there. And the other important concern is that the growth of ashram schools itself. The average strength for the 3 years has gone up from 235 to slightly 237. Then it has dropped to 229. That means a very on an average the increase is only about 10 to 15 or sometimes even less for each school. Especially the problem is at the entry level. If the entry is at class 3, the number of students admitted as class 3 is very limited. That itself gives little scope for the new students for admission. This is important because if you go into the statistics, only 48 of the 620 ashram schools are in plains areas, 30 of the 77 residential schools in plains areas. These are all what I told already. Then the real next challenge is the teaching in mother tongue. Tribals have their own mother tongue. Article 350A says that as far as possible, education should be in mother tongue. Textbooks are also already prepared in 2005, initially by the Tribal Welfare Department, later on the Rajiv Vidya Mission, but still the implementation is lacking. I was told that in many schools it is not continuing because the teacher himself doesn't know the mother tongue of teaching because of the routine transfers between the schools. So there is a non-mother tongue language teacher in a mother tongue school. Even within the tribal groups, a Lamboda teacher in a Gond village, a Gond teacher in the Kolam village, like that. Similarly in Jatapu, in Sapara village, it's all big confusion. Ultimately, this teaching in mother tongue is almost has come to a grinding halt. Then we have the challenges on right to education. Even though the right to education is all the facilities have to be prepared, kept in place within 3 years from one for 2010, that is by 2013. If we are now in 2017, still there are habitations without schools, children not going to schools, children drop out, not readmitted into schools. And I have personally seen while working in Raja Vidyan Mission, the training schools which are supposed to give special training to students to take them to a level and readmit them as per their age groups. They are they face the same problems of wrong attendance registers. Children, even though they say that they have achieved class 6 or class 7 level, still they are not able to read class 7, class 5, class 3 books. That is another challenge. Last thing, infrastructure problems, buildings, high dropout. These are issues. So RTC for scheduled tribes is still a long way to go. This is one, and even though it appears to be a firm blacktop road, it is a bumpy road, and we have still a long way to go, especially to reach the interior village. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you.